Small spaces aren't the real problem in most homes. The real problem is that most of us organize like we have extra room to waste, even when we don't. Picture a Tokyo apartment, smaller than most Western garages, maybe 400 square feet, housing a family of 3 comfortably, with room to spare. That's not a trick of the eye. It's a system Japan has refined for generations, without expensive furniture or fancy shelving. Just smart, almost invisible space logic anyone can copy today. By the end of this video, you'll have 12 space-saving ideas straight from Japanese homes. And one of them is so simple, you'll wonder why you never thought of it yourself. Stick around, because idea number 8 is the one that surprises almost everyone who hears it for the first time. Let's start with the foundation. It's not a product, it's a mindset. Idea 1, vertical before horizontal. Western homes tend to spread storage outward. More floor space eaten up by dressers, shelves, bins. Japanese homes build up instead. Wall-mounted shelves, stacked storage, hanging organizers. Every centimeter of wall becomes usable space instead of empty air. Before you buy another floor cabinet, look up. Your walls are probably your most underused storage right now.
Idea 2. One piece of furniture, 3 jobs. Imagine a small apartment in Osaka. There's a bench by the door. Sit on it to put your shoes on, and underneath, your shoes are already stored. The bed frame across the room hides drawers in its base. Nothing in that apartment does just one job. There's a reason for that. When a room has less square footage, your brain treats every object as either earning its space or stealing it. Furniture that multitasks earns its keep twice over. Before buying anything new, ask what else it could do for you. Idea 3, the futon principle. Every morning in a traditional Japanese home, the bedding gets folded away instead of leaving a bed taking up the room all day. You don't need to sleep on the floor to borrow this. Fold blankets, tuck pillows away, collapse anything you're not using right now. Here's the psychology behind it. Your brain reads open, unchanging space as smaller over time. The same way a room feels tighter the longer clutter sits still. A room that resets each morning tricks your brain into seeing it as bigger because it's rediscovered instead of simply lived in. Now, here's something most people get completely backward when they try to organize a small space, and it's costing them more room than they realize. Idea 4, store by frequency, not by category. Western organizing groups by type. All the towels together, all the tools together. Japanese space logic asks a different question first. How often do you actually use this? Daily items sit at arm height, front and center. Occasional items go higher or deeper. Rare items go into the hardest to reach spot in the house. Here's why this works on your brain, not just your shelves. Every time you have to search for something, you're spending a small amount of decision energy, and that adds up over a day. Frequency-based storage removes the search step entirely, so your brain never has to work for the things you reach for constantly. Idea 5, the suitcase test. Think back to the last time you packed a suitcase for a week away. Somehow, everything fit. No wasted air, no loose gaps. That's no luck.
Packing forces you to use every inch because you know the space is limited and you plan around it. Japanese drawer organization borrows that exact logic. Small dividers, clothing folded to stand upright instead of stacked flat, nothing rolling around loose. A drawer organized like a suitcase can hold nearly twice what an unorganized one holds, using the same drawer you already own. 5 ideas in, and your closets should already feel different just thinking about this. But the next few move into rooms almost nobody thinks to reorganize at all. Idea 6, draw a hard line at your entryway. Ask yourself this, when you walk through your front door right now, what's the first thing you see? For a lot of people, it's a small landslide of shoes, bags, and mail. Japanese entryways, called genkan, work differently because the space is treated as a strict boundary, not a catch-all.
Shoes are limited to what's worn this week. Bags get a single hook. Umbrellas get a single stand. When an entryway has a hard, small footprint, it never sprawls into the rest of your home. Give your entryway that same boundary. Nothing crosses the line except what you're using today.
Idea number 7. Roll, don't fold. Here's a small switch that changes more than it should. Roll your clothes instead of folding them flat. Rolling takes up less space than folding, and it lets you see every item at a glance instead of digging through a stack to find the one shirt you want. A drawer of rolled t-shirts can fit close to 30% more than the same drawer folded flat. It costs you 10 extra seconds per item and gives back real, usable space every single day. Now, here's the one I promised you, and once you hear it, you'll start noticing it everywhere.
Idea 8. Nothing touches the floor. In traditional Japanese homes, floor space is treated as close to sacred. Boxes don't sit on the floor, bags don't sit on the floor, even seasonal items get elevated onto a shelf instead of left sitting out in the open. Here's why this one idea can outperform almost everything else on this list. Your eyes measure a room's size by how much open floor they can see, not by its actual square footage. It's a basic visual perception effect. The moment boxes and bags start covering that floor, your brain reads the room as smaller, even though nothing about its real size has changed. Clear the floor, and the room grows without you moving a single wall. That one idea can transform how a room feels within a day. But we've still got 4 left, including one habit that quietly holds this entire list together, and we're about to get to it.
Idea 9. Open a Japanese closet, an oshiire, and you'll usually find it split in 2. A lower shelf for heavier, frequently used items, and an upper shelf for lighter, seasonal ones. Most people just stack wherever there's room, which means digging through spring clothes to find winter ones in December. A simple top and bottom split fixes that instantly because your brain no longer has to search. It already knows where to look before you've even opened the door. Idea 10. One basket per category, no exceptions. One more idea before we get to the habit that actually holds this whole list together. Instead of scattering small containers everywhere, Japanese organization often centers on one clearly defined basket per category. One basket for cables, one for mail, one for craft supplies. The rule is strict. If it doesn't fit in the basket, you own too much of that category. This works for the same reason the entryway rule in Idea 6 does. A hard boundary removes the decision before you even have to make it. So instead of deciding what to keep each time clutter builds up, the basket already decided for you. Idea 11. Use the space behind doors. The back of a closet door, a pantry door, even a bathroom door sits empty in most Western homes. Here's why that bothers almost nobody, even though it's pure wasted space. Your attention naturally skips flat, empty vertical surfaces. A blank door back doesn't register as storage at all, so it effectively doesn't exist to you until something is hanging there. Slim hanging organizers, hooks, or narrow shelves turn that overlooked surface into functional storage without touching your floor space at all. It's one of the easiest upgrades on this list, and it's also one of the last small wins before the habit that ties everything together. Idea 12. The evening reset. Here's the one holding up every idea before it. Each night, before bed, everything goes back to its place. Not tomorrow, tonight. Picture a small kitchen counter, cleared in under 5 minutes before the lights go off, so tomorrow morning starts on a clean surface instead of yesterday's mess. It takes 5, maybe 10 minutes, but it means you never wake up to clutter stacking on top of more clutter. Small spaces stay small only when they're reset daily. Skip this one habit, and even the best system on this list slowly collapses under its own weight. So here's all 12 in one breath. Build up instead of out. Choose furniture that multitasks. fold away what you're not using. Store by how often you reach for it, not what category it belongs to. Pack drawers like a suitcase. Draw a hard line at your entryway. Roll instead of flatten. Keep your floor completely clear. Split your closet by weight and season. Contain each category in one basket. Use the back of every door. And reset every single night before you sleep. None of this requires new furniture, a renovation, or a single dollar spent this week. It requires a decision, repeated daily, about how your space gets treated. Small homes in Japan don't feel cramped because the people living in them stopped fighting their square footage and started working with it instead. Your home can do the same thing, starting tonight. So tell me, which one of these 12 are you trying first? Drop the number in the comments. And if this gave you a new way to see your own space, share it with someone who's been complaining their apartment is just too small. It might not be the apartment. It might just be the system. If you want more ideas like this, there's another video on this channel breaking down exactly what to remove from your home before you even start organizing it. Go check that one out next.